Wow, who knew that I'd be here in this position talking to you guys, discussing what it's like to be a real estate agent in this crazy day and age. I want to tell you a little bit about my backstory and a little bit about who I am and the business that I've run over the past 6 years in my own real estate world. I actually got into the real estate business because it was always a dream of mine to go out there and purchase my own home. I was able to accomplish this at the age of 21. I went out there and bought a townhome. It was not a great townhome. It was not in a great part of town. I actually just sold it, but it's actually what got me into this business as well. In the very first place, I was able to purchase this house with some money that I'd saved up, and it wasn't much, but it was always a goal of mine to be able to afford my own home, and that's exactly what I did. I went out there and bought this place and just loved the process so much that I wanted to get into real estate myself. I realized that real estate investing was a great way to build wealth, and going through that real estate training, all of the trainings that I did at that time, allowed me to get to the point where I was then interested in being a real estate sales agent. I figured, hey, I'll get my license, I'll sell real estate, that will get me immersed into the business, and little did I know that I'd be on this wild ride where I am now. So that is actually how I got into the business. I then got my real estate license about a year later after buying that place. Actually, it wasn't even a year, it was about 9 months later, and it was tough. When I started out, I made a video about this on the channel a couple of weeks ago. A couple days ago, talking about how much I made in my very first year. It was pretty slow to get started. I was trying everything I could. I started out on a team, and I was in a position where I was making, I think I made the first year $56,000. From the time I closed my very first deal to then that same time that following year, I made $56,000, which is not too bad. I'm pretty happy with what I was able to accomplish, but man, it was a grind. I was on a team paying 50% to my team leader. I was at a brokerage where I was also paying an additional, I think it was 15 or 18% on top of that to the brokerage. So when I would go out there and close a, let's say, $10,000 deal, I was only taking home about 40% of that. So the commissions were very low in the beginning, and they've grown immensely since then, not only because the price has gone up, but because I'm working with higher end clients, and I'm also in a position where I'm closing more deals, and I'm not paying a commission to anybody because I've been able to grow my own real estate business. And that's what I want to talk about here today. So I tried everything in the very beginning. I tried open houses, I tried door knocking, I tried Facebook leads, Google leads. I tried everything out there that I could. I tried cold calling, and that was something that was really tough. I tried calling FSBOs. That is not for me, man. That is a tough business. I know there's a lot of real estate agents out there. You might even be one of them. You're looking at this saying, man, Cody, I really don't want to call real estate, or I really don't want to call for sale by owners because these people are trying to sell their home on their own for a reason. They don't want to talk to me. They're getting hundreds of other calls from agents trying to list their home. And that's a very high pressure sales scenario. And it's just not for me. It wasn't for Cody either. That's exactly why I stopped doing that stuff. And it really took me a long time to get to a spot where I was able to figure out what worked for me and what type of business I wanted to lead. I wanted to lead a business where I was attracting people. I was attracting people who wanted to work with me and wanted to go out there and say, hey, Cody, I know you, I like you, and I trust you. Please help me buy a house or sell a house. That's exactly the type of business I wanted, and it was going to take some time. I thought that it would happen a lot sooner than it did. When I got into the business at the very beginning, I thought, this is probably going to take maybe a year, maybe 2 years, and then people will get to know me and they'll, start moving around and they want to make some moves, and I'm going to be their go-to guy. Well, unfortunately, here I am 6 years later, and I'm still feeling like, man, there's a lot of people who I've helped, but they haven't come back around. There's still a lot of people who I could help, but I'm not picking up every single bit of business out there, and that's just fine. That's just the way it is. That's just the reality of real estate. It's not that I think I'm better or that I should be doing more or whatever. I think the market is there to decide that, but I just realized that, look, the market's tough and real estate is tough, and I kind of had a reality check along with all of that stuff. So those first couple of years, I was on that team doing Facebook leads, doing Google leads, door knocking, open houses, cold calling, everything, you name it. I was out there doing that type of business and just hated every minute of it. I wanted to work on a referral basis, and I wanted people reaching out to me saying, Cody, how can you help me, buy a house or sell a house? And that's exactly what I was able to eventually build. After being on that team, I went out on my own. I was on my own for about a year. Then I started building my own team. My own team, had some success. And then I realized, man, this isn't for me either. I don't want to run a team. It's just too much of a headache and it's not worth it. So the team kind of dissolved at that point, and I eventually got to the point where I was just going out on my own and going back to a solo show, and that's when I started my YouTube channel. That's what I want to talk about here. That's the main purpose of this video, is the insane amount of success I've seen with my YouTube channel. I'm so glad that I stumbled onto this, and I'm so glad that I got started with it. And now I'm here making this video talking about the benefits to you in hopes that you will also go out there and start your own YouTube channel. Now, what's in this for me? I just want to help you guys out. Yes, I do have a program in the description down below that you can check out if you want. But by all means, the information here on this channel is just to help you out. I've been so blessed, and I feel like I need to give back, and I feel like I want to be a resource for all those people out there, all those real estate agents who are struggling and need some help. I want to be that resource, and I want to have people reach out to me and say, hey, Cody, you really helped me out. I really appreciate what you did. My business is now closing. You know, I'm now making $100,000 per year or more, right? I want to be that person. I think that it will bring me, I don't know exactly what it will bring me in the end, but I do think it will bring me, you know, let's say good karma or something. So that's my goal here. That's what's in it for me. But I want to talk about what YouTube has done for me in my business. In 2020, when COVID hit, I made over $200,000 in gross commission income just from YouTube leads alone. This doesn't even count my other business that I closed in that year. We're just talking about just YouTube leads. I started this YouTube channel in 2019, not this one here that you're watching this video on, but my main real estate channel, Living in Salt Lake City. I started that channel in 2019, I think it was September, and I did not get my first lead until January 1st, 2020. I couldn't believe it. I was getting a lead on New Year's Day, and in fact, it was actually the biggest deal that I've ever done year to date. It was $1 million buyer. He reached out to me. He is a veterinarian and also a professor teaching other veterinarians, basically. So he had accepted a job out here and wanted to move within the next couple of months, and we made that happen for him. He's now been living here, absolutely loves it, and you know, I just find it kind of ironic that I didn't get any leads for about the first 4 months because I was spinning my wheels, didn't know what I was doing, was making videos on just about anything, trying to get traction, wasn't getting really a ton of views, anyway, didn't get any leads for the first 4 months or so, then got that very first lead on New Year's Day, and it was the biggest deal I've ever done, the very first lead. That's so cool to see. It just shows the power that you never know what that next lead is going to be. You never know who they're going to be or who they're going to be connected to, or they might even be a person that you're going to do multiple deals with. I now have a couple of clients from YouTube that I've helped buy and sell homes here in Utah where they've already moved here and then realized they want to live in a different spot. I've helped them buy investment properties. And this has resulted in tens of thousands of dollars of income from those particular leads. The thing I love most about YouTube is these are people who are moving here for jobs that are generally very high paying. Lots of veterinarians, doctors, attorneys, tech workers, healthcare workers. You know, there's tons of different people moving to your area that have good paying jobs and need a good place to live, right? They want to live in a nice place. And often these deals are easier than the ones where people don't have a ton of money or not the best credit, right? So these are, you know, the type of business that I've been able to build in 2020. Like I said, $200,000 in gross commission income, and it's just continued to accelerate. Luckily, I guess for me, you know, the pandemic happened, and that's was a really, you know, fortunate thing for my business. And I think for everybody, I think the opportunity is still out there, where you can go out there and you can build a business on YouTube using the exact strategies that I show you here on this channel and still find success with it. People nowadays are more mobile than ever and are in a position where they can live just about anywhere and continue to work in the profession that they're already working in. So there's tons of opportunity still out there. And this is what's allowed me to now be on track to close over $450,000 in gross commission income just from these YouTube leads alone here in 2021. I think it's only going to continue to grow, and I think there's so much opportunity out there. So if you haven't already started your YouTube channel, this is something you're definitely going to want to do. I highly recommend going out there and starting a YouTube channel. It's going to be something that is massively life-changing to you. I get people reaching out to me every single day saying, hey, Cody, I saw your videos. I love what you're doing there. Can you please help me buy a home when I relocate there to the area? I don't have to do anything. They're literally reaching out to me saying, Cody, I want to work with you. They already know me, they already like me, and they already trust me. I'm not going out there cold calling. I don't do any lead generation anymore. I make videos, put them on YouTube, and people reach out to me, and then I go out there and sell real estate. And that's the exact type of business that I want. And I think there's a lot of people out there who want that exact type of business as well. If you're the type of person who wants that type of business, then make sure to check out the description below. There's a ton of tools, resources, and the program that I use to build my own real estate business here on YouTube. And I think that you'll find a lot of value with that. If you're interested in learning more about Real Broker, which is my brokerage that I'm with, and you want to learn more about how they can help you make and keep more money in your pocket each time you close a transaction, I'd love to talk with you about that as well. And also, I am looking for a few select agents in a few select markets to actually partner up with. I want to help somebody go out there and build their own real estate business using YouTube. I want to partner up with somebody, get them the jump start that they need. Having learned everything that I've learned over the last couple of years, I can now get somebody leads within the first couple of weeks, if not the first month or so. We're going to be doing tons of things like this. I'm really looking for just a couple of select agents in specific markets. If you think it'd be a good fit, then reach out to me. My information is in the description below for that as well. YouTube has been an absolute game changer. If you guys are interested in this, then this is something that you're definitely going to want to explore further. I would highly recommend doing it. It's free, it's organic, and it is the best feeling having people reach out to you instead of having to go out there and chase these leads down yourself. You can basically just make these videos, go out there and be a great agent, and people are going to love you for it. This is one of the things I absolutely love about YouTube, and it's absolutely changed my life. So man, who knew that I'd be here talking to you about real estate? Looking back even just a year or two ago, I couldn't imagine that I'd be in this position, and I feel so blessed and thankful for that. Anyway, with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is kind of just a ramble. This is just a video that I wanted to put out there and talk about my story a little bit and talk about how YouTube can change your life as well. Like I said, check out those links in the description below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I will catch you in the next one.